Hi, I'm Tera Erway, and this is a look at your week in the Finger Lakes. Congratulations to the organizers of the Canal Fest celebration in Seneca Falls last week. The celebration was well attended and highlighted by a fantastic fireworks display on Saturday night. The weekend-long celebration included live music, an aquacade boat parade, rubber duck race, rides, and great food. This weekend, the big event will be down in Watkins Glen as the annual Finger Lakes Wine Festival is set for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The festival offers the largest showcase of wines produced in the New York State, with over 80 wineries paired with regional artisans, live music, culinary classes, and cooking demonstrations. Get more information at fingerlakeswinefest.com. Also on Saturday, the 7th annual Dundee Scottish Festival of the Finger Lakes is set for 10 a.m. through 4 p.m. at Millard Park in Dundee. Get the full schedule at dundeescottishfestival.com. The Hill Cumorah pageant wraps up in Palmyra with performances on Friday and Saturday night as a cast of 700 tell the story of the Book of Mormon. Admission is free. Whatever your plans this weekend, the weather should be accommodating. A typical midsummer weekend is on tap with plenty of sun with a bit of humidity. Friday will be partly sunny with a high near 83 and an overnight low in mid-60s. Saturday will be partly sunny with a high in the low 80s with an overnight low in the lower 60s. And Sunday will be mostly sunny with a high near 85. Check out the full forecast and live local radar by clicking on weather at fingerlakes1.com or on the fingerlakes1.com Android or iPhone app. Next, a look at our favorite local photos submitted to the fingerlakes1.com over the past few days. The golden fields of wheat are ripe and being harvested. This field near Fayette, photographed by Rachel Burkholder on Wednesday, had a few bales of straw around the edge of the field. Devin Berge of Romulus spent his weekend fishing at Seneca Lake and was rewarded with several bass like this one, which he returned to the lake after his dad snapped his photo. Here's one that I took with my phone at Sampson State Park after a brief rainstorm passed over Seneca Lake Thursday evening. Here's another photo from Rachel Burkholder, who captured this show as a frog sat on guard at the spring in Canoga on Friday afternoon. Jack Wagner photographed the winners of Saturday's Canal Fest Aquacade as they posed with their Grand Champion Award plaque aboard their float. Also on Saturday in Seneca Falls, Boy Scout Troop 88 was invited by Senator Mike Nozzolio to the dedication of an American flag to the Seneca Falls Library. Thanks to Karen Bardo for the photo. Karen also sent in this rainbow photo over Seibolt Road in Seneca Falls on early Saturday morning. And one of our favorites of the week, the Seneca Falls Canal Harbor is seen on Saturday evening during the 2016 Canal Fest celebration. Great photos, everybody. If you'd like to send us your local photos, scroll to the bottom of our photos page at fingerlakes1.com to learn how. Last week, Governor Andrew Cuomo was in Geneva to announce a $10 million grant awarded to the city of Geneva for downtown revitalization. Here is the governor's full remarks in Geneva.
Enthusiastic pleasure that I welcome the governor of New York State, Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back. I'm sorry for keeping you up late and bringing you out late, but I had bad news. I wanted to deliver it myself. Okay, I'm just kidding. Let's give a round of applause to Matt Horn and thank him for all his good work. To Jack Marin, and let's thank him for his great leadership as chairman. We do a lot together. It's a pleasure to be with you. Charlie Evangelista, who's been a good friend for many years, even when I was back in the federal service. Let's give him a round of applause to Charlie Evangelista. And you have one of my colleagues from Albany who is a truly extraordinary public servant. When they talk about why you go into public service and going into public service for all the right reasons because you want to make a difference, this is the man who should be the icon for the highest principle and the highest integrity, Senator Mike Mazzolio. First, you know, you have such a beautiful spot here. I hope you remember it every day and you don't take it for granted. Every time I come back, I am just amazed at just how perfect and beautiful it is. You couldn't design a better place. You couldn't paint a more beautiful picture of Mother Nature. It really is a great, great asset. And it's an asset that for many years was not developed properly and was not maximized. That's true all across upstate New York. Truth is, upstate New York had a bad period economically. I was with a fellow in Buffalo one day, and he said, you know, when it comes to the economy, we had a bad 40 years. And I laughed. And he said, I'm not kidding. It's been a bad 40 years. It sounds like it should be a joke, but it's not a joke. Upstate New York suffered. Manufacturing economy turned. We were all about manufacturing, Erie Canal, etc. And then upstate New York had to retool to find out what was the economy of tomorrow. And they looked to the state to be a partner, and frankly, the state government was absent. And I've said this publicly, and it's painful, but the state government was too focused on downstate New York and not focused enough on upstate New York. And I say that as a person who is originally from downstate New York. Because when a community has to go through an economic transformation, somebody has to help. It takes money to make money. You're going to retool. You need a partner to help you finance. And the state government wasn't there. Very short-sighted of the state government, because we're one state at the end of the day. It's even short-sighted for downstate New York, because it's one state, one set of books. If upstate doesn't make money, downstate pays the bills anyway. So it really was short-sighted. We came in, we turned that philosophy 180 degrees. We have focused on upstate economic development like a laser beam. And I am very proud to say that my administration has invested more in upstate New York, $25 billion, more than any administration in the history of the state of New York. And I am proud of it, because it's an investment in and you know, there's potential wherever you look in upstate New York. There was so much potential for economic activity. We've maximized just a few of them in the past few years. We took the tourism industry, which was a gold mine for New York State. We brought back the I Love New York campaign. Remember I Love New York? It had gone away. We brought back the I Love New York campaign. Thanks to the legislature and the wisdom of good senators, like Senator Mazzolio, we invested $130 million in the I Love New York campaign, primarily to advertise upstate New York. $130 million is a lot of money, right? Tourism revenue increased $8 billion, believe it or not, with that investment. So those kinds of investment I'll make all day long. We have 50 million tourists coming to New York City internationally, 50 million every year. All we have to say is, you like New York City? We have a lot more to show you. There's a whole state behind New York City. So tourism, and once they come to upstate New York and they see what we have, they come back and they come back and they come back. What we've done with the wine industry and the investment we've made in the wine industry. Now, you were there first with Seneca Lake, but the wine industry has been a gold mine. The dairy industry, the yogurt industry. We make more Greek yogurt than Greece. How do you like that? So many potential avenues, as well as advanced manufacturing. We're now doing photonics, we're doing nanotechnology. It's just amazing. So the potential was there. You needed a partner, and the state of New York is proud to be your partner, and I'm proud we're doing it. Two big economic engines, places to invest, nationwide as well as across this state. First, connections with institutions of higher learning. You look at where the jobs are coming from, Silicon Valley. It's the institutions of higher education, where you come up with the next idea for technology or biotech or whatever it is, and then the commercialization of that idea into a new business. We have the best universities in the country. We were just not focused on the economic connection to the university. A university today is not just a university. It's an incubator for businesses. And that's how you have to think of it. We've changed the orientation of our SUNY system, which is one of the best in the country, to say you're not just SUNY, you're now SUNY, and you're also a business generator and a business incubator. That's engine number one. The second engine are downtown areas. Why? Because people like people. People like most people, or some people like people. But downtown areas where we come together, there's a sense of energy, sense of culture, there's recreation. That's what people want, especially more and more nowadays, especially young people, millennials. They don't like to be called young people, millennials. Also retirees who are moving back to downtown areas because they don't want the suburban community, they don't want to commute, they're not there for the schools anymore. So investing in these downtown areas is vital. And we have been doing both all across the state. We just ran a competition for the best downtown revitalization plans. Why a competition? Because the taxpayer dollars are very important. And we want to invest in the best plans. And I believe in competition to get the best plans. Because if you just said, I'm going to give you a check, well, okay, relax and wait and I'll get my check. If we say it's a competition, now you have to work, now you have to think, and now you have to be creative. 100 plans were submitted for downtown revitalizations. Of the 100, we were only going to pick 10. Actually, 122 if you want to be specific. We were only going to pick 10. So it was less than a 1 in 10 chance. So the competition was very stiff and everybody knew that going in. But it made their game come up. You put in an application that I think was tremendously smart. You're looking at your main asset, right? That is the magnet, that lake. Mother Nature only made one of them, right? And you happen to have it. How do you connect the downtown area with that lake? How do you make that marriage? How do you get the energy and the attraction from that lake to the downtown area, right? How do you handle Route 20? I've been around so long, I went through this in the late 90s. I was HUD secretary and financed the Ramada Inn that's next door, right? And we were so excited about that because that was actually on the lake and it was actually maximizing the resource. So how do you maximize the proximity and the connection with the lake? How do you maximize the educational institutions, the partnership with Hobart? How do you remove some of the blighted commercial areas and residential areas that are in that community that are now detracting from the growth? How do you bring more commercial activity, banking activity, Lions Bank? You hit all the right keys. And how do you bring the community together and the partnership together in a regional context so you're all working together and pushing in the same direction? That is exactly the formula for success. It's easy to say, it's very hard to do. You did it. Congratulations, you've won $10 million. I know it's been a long haul upstate, and I know we've seen a lot of young people move away over the years, and there was a lot of hardship. But it really is a different day in New York. You see it all across the board. All the arrows are pointed in the right direction. We finally read the gospel, and we brought taxes down in the state of New York, because we understand you can't keep raising taxes and expect people to pay. We just finished the budget. I'm not going to say whose idea it was, me or mine, but we reduced taxes for the middle class up to $300,000. The tax rate is at the lowest rate in 70 years, believe it or not. So we're bringing taxes down. Jobs are coming up. We now have 7.9 million private sector jobs in the state, more private sector jobs than have ever existed in the state of New York. That's something to be happy about, something to be proud of. Unemployment is coming down almost by half all across the state. Unemployment is coming down as fast in upstate New York as it is in downstate New York, which hasn't happened before. So the economic success is a shared success, upstate and downstate. And now, with this revitalization grant, I think Geneva is going to be stronger than it has ever been. Congratulations, you deserve it. Use it well.
It was an emotional night on Tuesday in the Board of Supervisors room at the Seneca County Office Building as Geneva High School graduate Tyler Simmons was awarded a Purple Heart Medal before the board's July meeting.
Marine to be awarded. Center, march. United States of America, to all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Purple Heart, established by General George Washington at Newburgh, New York, August 7, 1782. To Lance Corporal Tyler S. Simmons, United States Marine Corps, for wounds received in action on 5 May in 2006 in Iraq. Given under my hand in the city of Washington, the 17th day of March 2016. Robert B. Neller, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Post. March. Tyler, if you wouldn't mind coming back up here for a second, please.
Real quick, I just want to just address all you before turning the floor over to Tyler. The Purple Heart is unique in that I don't think anybody ever wants to receive that award. With that being said, it's because of men and women like Tyler that we're a free country today. So with that, Tyler.
With the to really say except for I'm just extremely thankful and grateful. I'm grateful for God above. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the military and the Marines that I served with and was a part of. And I'm grateful that my family was able to come from across the country, from out west, to be here today. And extremely thankful to Jack for all his support, and he's been a huge part of my transition out of the Marine Corps and a continuing support throughout the entire time that I've been discharged. So I'm extremely grateful, extremely thankful, and thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I would like to request that the supervisors here get to shake hands with this young
Okay,
man.
Mr. Simmons, would you come up and make the rounds here so we can thank you for your service to this country and honor you and be humbled to shake your hand.
Come on, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks for your service record.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, and all my Marine friends sympathize.
Thank you. Go Air Force.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Ontario County Supervisor Charlie Evangelista was inside the FingerLakes1.com studios this week as a guest on Inside the Finger Lakes with Josh Durso, where he discussed his bid for the New York State Senate's 54th District seat.
Next week, for all intents and purposes.
Now, what are the next steps for you after that point? Will you be continuing going door to door? Will you continue sort of engaging people? What's the process look like, the outlook?
Yeah, then the campaign really is full court, so to speak. I mean, you have to be out there. You have to be in front of people. And the other thing is you have to listen to people, and that's one of the things that as I go through Wayne County, Ontario County, up in Webster, no matter where I go, there's a lot of people that are angry, and when you knock on their door, they're angry about the way the discourse is happening at our federal level. There's a lot of negatives associated with both candidates, with the top of the ticket, so to speak, with Mr. Trump and Mrs. Clinton. And you ask what's changed over the years, people aren't necessarily as in tuned as they were years ago. They get a sound bite. They hear something on, not hear something, they see something on social media. They see something on the television set, you know, whether it's Fox News or CNN, and they make up an opinion. There's not a lot of, for some people, there's not a lot of thought, and there's not a lot of vetting of the issues. There's a quick knee-jerk reaction out there. So I think one of the challenges for all the people that are running is that government really, if you think government is the enemy, then you really shouldn't be running. And for people out there, I listen to what they're saying and their frustration, and I just try to bring them back to say, my candidacy is all about the fact that government can work. And you have to believe in that. And if you don't believe in that, then you're probably just going to be in your house just railing, you know, like from the movie Network, where the guy is just yelling from the top window. So that's what I'm about, and that's really what I'm trying to do, as you say, in next steps. Honestly, I don't have much money. And I'm going to spend what I can raise, but I don't think I'm going to go into this with the idea that I'm going to spend $250,000 because, number one, I don't have it, and I don't have anything close to that. But I'm hearing, some people at the state level have called me and said, well, do you have this amount of money? I said, no, I don't. I don't. But I feel like I have the people behind me. I feel like I have a record behind me. Maybe that's idealistic or maybe it's naive, but that's what I'm about.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, and we will definitely be having you back in the near future, probably.
Josh, thanks.
Remember,
And
if you're
doing a
watching
great-
us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. The dog days of summer are here, so whatever your plans, have a super weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Jessica Lahr will be back next week with another edition of Finger Lakes Weekly.